Namaste friends, welcome to the Global Pulse. It has been more than 2 years since the war between Russia and Ukraine broke out. And as the time passes by, the future of the war plunges more and more into darkness of uncertainty with the loss of valuable lives and infrastructure unnecessarily. Even after the completion of President Zelenskyy's term, elections are not being held, the country's future in uncertainty amidst war. 5 years after becoming president, Zelenskyy's official term has ended. Despite this, he is still the president currently. The opposition in the country wants elections to take place because there is no certainty of the outcome of the conflict. How long will it prolong? Volodymyr Zelenskyy, who has completed 5 years as president of Ukraine, has not yet reached a possibility to reach a peace deal with Russia after more than 2 years of ongoing war. Zelenskyy, who turned from a comedian to a politician, took the oath in the parliament on 20th May 2019. Winning with about 73% of the votes, Zelenskyy had said that every president is among us. This speech was quite popular. 5 years after his official term has ended, he is still the president. The future of the country appears gloomy and dark amidst the war. The opposition of the country wants elections to take place because there is no trust in the war. It might get prolonged. In such a scenario, amidst the atmosphere of war, the future of the country seems to be submerged in uncertainty. Since the start of a large-scale attack by Russia on 24 February 2022, Zelenskyy has become a prominent figure on the international stage, advocating for his country's defense in the war and demanding more weapons. The rationale for remaining in power was provided by Zelenskyy himself. Speaking to Reuters, he stated that due to martial law, he would have to stay in office. It was he who implemented this martial law. It should be noted that if this law had not been in place, elections would have been held in Ukraine in March 2024, and a new president would have taken office on 20th May. The Martial Law Act is a law that applies during war or serious situations when there is a serious instability in the country or a threat from other countries. During martial law, presidential, parliamentary, or local elections cannot take place. What does the Constitution of Ukraine say? It shows a slight contradiction. According to Article 103, the president of the country is elected for 5 years. However, Article 108 states that the president remains in power until a new successor is appointed. Zelenskyy's popularity is declining day by day. There is a dilemma in Kyiv regarding the president. To clarify this, the Kyiv International Institute of Sociology conducted a poll. According to it, 69% of Ukrainians want Zelenskyy to remain president until the end of martial law, while 15% want new elections. Meanwhile, 10% are in favor of the current parliamentary speaker as president. About 53% of the public wants Zelenskyy to run for a second term, but this percentage is decreasing day by day. Dissatisfied people with the current president say that war will persist if a new president is not elected. It's worth mentioning that Zelenskyy has consistently emphasized that as long as Ukraine doesn't regain control of all the lands seized by Russia, the fight will continue. In other words, as long as the war persists, martial law will remain in effect, and the likelihood of new faces coming into power will also be very low. There's also a dilemma regarding elections. Russia has gained control over many areas of Ukraine, to the extent that Russian elections have even been held there. Thus, if Kyiv announces elections, will it conduct voting in the areas that have been lost, or will it remain silent? This could also be a reason why the current government is delaying elections, because doing so directly reflects its defeat, which will impact the outcome of the new elections. Thank you very much for being with us. Stay tuned for the latest updates and news across the globe. Goodbye and see you soon.